Cowboy Jim. Today turned out to be a very, very interesting day. I found out when I have to go to Calgary to sign the final papers on the sale of my ranch. And it is kind of interesting. I've said for a long time, about 20 years, I have a small ranch southwest Calgary out there near Black Diamond, and I've kind of enjoyed doing that actually. It may sound strange, but vanity is it's a bummer. And but anyways, I have, and it's probably going to take me a while to get over. Not saying that, but I'm officially an ex-rancher. I was sitting out prayerfully talking with the Lord. He posed a question, and it was, who are you in me, in Him? I said, I'm the same today as it was yesterday. A lady not long ago texted me, and the question she had was, who am I? And I answered it the way I do things, with my whole heart. And I try to be thoughtful. And I was sitting in my truck with my eldest son, and he had one question when I was done. Anyways, I told the lady when she asked, who am I said, you are anything that you perceive yourself to be. It is within your power. I'm paraphrasing. It is within your power to choose who and what you are going to be. And that was kind of the question, I think, that my father was asking me today. Without my ranch, my half of the ranch, oh, say, didn't I try to buy that lady out? Oh, yeah. That didn't work. I am, this was my answer to the Lord, I am in you more than my ranch is to me. You see, we choose to walk in the fulfillment of the process of the thought processes of our minds. And in this day and age of greed, many people, they look upon God as an avenue, a means to an end, but they don't look upon Him as being the end, the goal. They look upon God, in many ways religion as well, as a means to an end that would please themselves. And I just think that you and I need to be a little bigger than just what looking in the mirror at a reflection would be. And I think of all the years down there. I think of the number of times that I was on death's door. My heart attack back about 18 years ago. Big German mare kicked me. Oh my, that girl, she hurt me. And every time I went for x-rays, I mean, she really hurt me. Every time I went for x-rays, after I got out of ICU, 8 days in ICU, and had told that little surgeon, I said, I'm going home today. He said, no, you're not. And I thought, son, you don't know me. I said, I stay in this hospital. I'm apt to get sick. And I'm not used to being sick. I'm used to feeling sick. But from things like that German mare she kicked me so hard that instead of putting me up in the air, she drove me straight into the ground. I had never seen nor experienced such a thing. And I opened my eyes shortly after I hit the ground, and she was standing on top of me. She wasn't on my body. She had 2 feet in front of me, and her front feet were headed the other direction. And she decided, I looked up, all I could see were her teats. You may not understand that, you probably don't need to. And when she jumped over me, she clipped me again, left arm, kind of green sticked it a little bit from the shoulder down to the elbow. And I rarely ever break a bone right off. Did that the day I got out of ICU after the mayor put me there. Anyways, every time we did x-rays, so I counted 8 ribs altogether. My left arm, ruptured my spleen, and hurt the side of my head, and kind of hurt my nose. It didn't need to be hurt. And that day I got out of the hospital. I wasn't even going to go, and because I thought, I don't hurt that bad. 6 blood transfusions, 5 in a row. A little surgeon, he said heart transplant takes usually 5 transfusions. I ended up with 6. 5 the day of the surgery and 1 the next day, because I was still operating on a pretty deficit situation in terms of blood. And the day that the doctor unwillingly let me go home, I had walked out into the pasture, and I got down, I lay down on my belly and rolled over and come up on the other side of an electric fence. You don't touch those things unless you're really silly. And I watched this cute little horse coming towards me, and he was black and white, and I like that horse. I spoke to him, and he drop kicked me right in the leg, right leg, broke it. Not both bones, just the smaller one, and I hit the ground because he enjoyed that altogether too much. He was only 6 months old. How he had enough strength to do that to my leg, I have no idea. And I rolled back under the fence and then tried to stand up. Very difficult when your leg is broken, and when you have so many ribs in your arm, and you're just recovering from 8 days in ICU, and doctor said he went to cut, and he said, I think you only have half an hour to live. And we were watching when he put the dye into my bloodstream, and we saw where the blood was just exploding out of the spleen. And little surgeon, he says, no, Jim, he said, we don't get this done quick. He said, you might have 15 minutes. And so he got busy, and I told him not to worry. I knew where I was going. I knew how I was going to get there. I wasn't sure that it was the day of the surgery. I didn't think it would be. I don't know. I set goals for myself, and old Vic down there in Sheridan, Wyoming, whining and complaining about his girlfriend not letting him be sexually intimate with him when he was 96. And I thought, you're my hero, son. And but my ranch, 20 years I worked on that ranch. Mountain lion right at the back of the ranch, just up the hill, attacked my cousin and I. And I waited until that big kitten planted its feet. I was pretty sure it would. It had been running towards us from about 150 feet away. And I thought, you're going to plant your feet. You have to. Because the only way that cat could kill us, we were just sitting down at a fence post. I didn't think it was worth bothering getting up. And so I just held the crossbow hairs on the scope on the front of the mountain lion's chest, and it did. It planted its feet. I shot it with an arrow, bolt, it's actually called, at 18 feet. I think of so many other experiences. I remember the day my ex-wife, back then she kind of liked me, she walked out the door. I looked at her. I said, your dad died, didn't he? And she said, yes. I said, you better go get your ticket for Mexico, because that's where he lived. He was a multimillionaire. And he believed in you earned your own money. And I liked him. Hard to believe. He's Polish. And we went down, and I was kind of holding his hand. I don't know why he liked me. He, ex-wife, she had come down with childhood diabetes at 55. And he asked me, he said, do you still love her? I mean, she is standing right there. Her brother was there too. Oh, some of the servants, Mexican, $1.50 a day, you can hire yourself a pretty good cook. I said, for better or worse? He said, yeah. I said, of course. I said, I don't change much. He said, you love her and yet she's sick. I said, yeah. I truly believe, I'm going to tell you this. I was holding his hand, and he kind of reached up and put his hand on the back of my shoulder neck, and he drugged me straight to himself, and he kissed me right on the mouth. First time a man ever kissed me. I had actually hoped it'd be the last time, but pretty sure it happened once since then. But he was Polish, and from Poland. And the greatest compliment, I asked his oldest boy, who still was suffering from the shock of seeing his dad kiss me on the mouth. I don't think his dad ever kissed him on the mouth. Jeez. Not a good thing, children. And his son said that's the greatest compliment that he could ever give another human being, especially a man. And I thought, well, he could have kept that compliment to himself. It took me about 4 years to get over that, and even though I understood his heart and he was dying, I understood. So I guess the question I ask you is, what are you? Same thing God asked me, not an hour ago, after I got done with the lawyer and everything in Calgary. And he said, what are you? I said, in you? Yeah. I said, I'm your servant. I choose to believe in you. I choose to believe in your son. What am I? I'm nothing really, but I'm everything in him. You will have many memories in this life. It's a good thing. It's a scripture. It says, when you're young, you just go wherever you want to go. I'm paraphrasing, I always do that. When you get old, you'll only go where someone is willing to carry you. So while you have your youth, and I have mine, I'm only 72, children. Trust me, I am the most youthful 72 you'll ever meet. Excuse me. You have a choice of determining, as that beautiful, beautiful woman who texted me, oh gee, I barely finished sending her back that little text, and my son said, what's that about? I said, nothing. I said, nothing. I sure wasn't going to tell him anything. I don't tell my boys, I don't tell anyone anything about a lady. It's not right. I wouldn't tell anyone anything about my mama. Sure, I wouldn't be telling my son about a lady that may one day become my friend. Just friend. I'm an ex-rancher. Didn't think that'd happen. I'm all right with it, because I'm bigger than my life's experiences at that ranch. At that ranch, I was real close to getting choked to death by a mean, vindictive, fatherless child. That's why my voice sounds the way it does. He crushed my voice box while I lay unconscious. Listen, you ever hear of a little girl that is drugged and used and abused? You want to put your arm around her, not if you're a man, but if you're a woman, you want to put your arm around her and tell her how much you love her. That young man, he spiked my drink. I shouldn't have been drinking, and tried to choke me to death. Couldn't do it because my neck was too big. But he did crush the one side of my voice box, rather. And surgeon said, nothing we can do about it, Jim. I said, well, at least I don't sound like a princess. I don't. Listen, I'm going to have to split this into two. I don't know when I'm going to have enough guts to do the second one. Children, you are more than what you have. You are more than what you're doing. You are more before God than what you think you are. And you sure are more. More than what people have tried to indoctrinate you into thinking. I'll never get over that lady who said, who am I? I said, you are, I'm paraphrasing, you are whatever you choose to perceive yourself as being. Children, you are that. So, gonna live till you die. Make it count. God bless. Merry Christmas, see? Less than 20 minutes. I am more than what I have. I am more than what I used to have. On paper, I was a millionaire 8 years ago. Paper, it goes away. God bless. God bless.